Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back today with another build. One thing about me is I love tools and I love older tools and I love restoring older tools. One thing that I've had sitting around here for a while is this. This is a vintage Kelly Perfect Jersey axe. I think this is probably from like the 1950s, and there's probably some axe guys that can tell me that I'm wrong, and that's okay. But it's old. I know that. Older. But I love this shape. I love this bevel, phantom bevel right here on this blade. So I'm going to make a handle for it. I have a template that I made that I'm going to put on my piece of hickory here. And I want you to know that this was so hard for me. If I would have filmed myself making this template, it would be like 3 hours long. So just enjoy the finished product. This is what I got. Nice template. This is a big piece of hickory that I've got. Hickory, oak, and ash are all the most popular woods for making handles out of. I suppose because they're very strong, but also they can take enough of a beating that they don't splinter. So maybe they're malleable enough. But I know those are the three that are really popular. So I've got this piece of hickory and I'm going to make a handle. This isn't completely new to me. I carved this handle for this axe. And that was fun. That was the first time I did it. I put this handle on this axe right here. This is another kind of vintage axe. This is a store-bought handle, but I put it on. I mounted it, hung it is the technical term. I hung the axe. I made this leather overstrike guard for it. Funny story. I threw my back out cutting wood with this axe, and my brother named it Spinal Richie. So this is Spinal Richie, the axe that threw my back out. And also hung this little tomahawk here. So I've done a little bit of this before, got a little bit of confidence, but everything presents its own unique challenges. So let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, safety first. Well, that's not good. Stuff falling off myself. Okay. Oh, my foot. Okay, so while I wasn't recording, I broke my coping saw. Probably putting too much pressure on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a saw, I'm gonna cut down, and then I'm gonna chisel out the chips to get the outline. And hopefully that'll work. All right, now we have the rough template cut out, and the fun part is the carving. So I'm going to use this tool. It's called a spoke shave. That's going to help shave off some of that material. And I'm going to use this. It's called a draw knife for removing some of that material. And probably a file. That should be it. YouTube channel? Yep. Yep. Actually, yeah. Why not? This is the biggest biscuit. What I'm marking, or I've marked right here, is how much I want sticking out of the top of the axe head. Because you want about 3/4 of an inch so that the wedge can expand and hold that axe head down when you drive that wedge in there. So I got my mark right here, and if I put that about there, I can see how much more I still have left to carve, which is I still got a good bit of carving before I can really hang it. But now I'm about to I'm gonna saw down the middle for the wedge, and then I'll keep carving on it. So I got the right depth. This is my 1/4 inch of overhang right there. And you want your wedge slot. You want your wedge slot to be about 2/3 of the length of the actual head itself. So like probably you want the wedge to go like that deep, roundabout. So I took my measurements for that, got it drilled, and I got to do a little bit more shaping. All right, yesterday I finished up shaping the head of the axe, and I'm gonna get that fitted on this morning. See, that's kind of what I got going there. One thing that I wanted to talk about, if you look on your axe handles, in any tool handle really, the best orientation of the grain or these lines is like this. So that if you think about the growth rings being like this mushed together, if they're like this and hitting something, then eventually they can break apart. But if they're like this and they hit, they're a lot stronger. So when you're looking for your wood, that's what you like to see, is this way, not this way. And I guess like this way would be okay. Some people say it doesn't really make a difference, but if you want to cover your bases, then you can find a piece where you can get that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fitted on. All right, so the way you do it is you fit your axe handle on there, just kind of loosely. Hold it like so. There you go. You can see it's jammed on there, nice and tight. Straight way through, and I got plenty of meat sticking out of the top for when I drive that in. So now, as you can see, it's very thick. I'm going to thin down the sides, round it off, and hopefully we'll have a nice looking handle. I'm worried about skewing the axe handle as I'm thinning it, making it wonky. So I tied a string around the axe head, pulling it straight down the end, and I'm going to mark my line. Now I've got a nice straight line to be my guide. Okay, I'm starting to get to the kind of thickness that I want. Oh, here we go. starting to get to the thickness that I want. I still got to thin it out some more, but I'm gonna go ahead and start rounding all these hard square edges. All right, we are really getting there. Pretty much, all I gotta do is sand it and drive a wedge in there. Then we're gonna oil it up. That's what we're looking like. That is pretty unfortunate. It's pretty unfortunate. But it's one of those things that I couldn't have seen coming. It was hidden in there, and until I got to it, there was no indication on the surface of the wood. There was a knot in there. Some axe guys would throw the whole handle away. I'm not gonna. Knots are tricky. It could make it crack pretty soon. It could last 20 years and then crack. We'll see. But I've done all this. I'm gonna finish it up, have a gorgeous handle, and I'm gonna use it. If it breaks, I'll make another one. Or I'll buy another one, I don't know. We'll see, this is a lot of work. So I sanded 120 on my random orbit sander. I'm sorry, I sanded on 80 grit, and I don't have any pads for my random orbit sander. So I'm doing 120 and then finishing on 220. And I'll do that by hand. What can you do? All right, so we got it looking pretty finished, and I'm very happy with it so far, except for the knot, but I'm not going to dwell on it. It might last 20 years, might break right away, who knows? Not going to dwell on it. It's very unfortunate. But I am very happy with the way that it's looking so far. I think this is the nicest bit of woodworking that I've done. So now I'm gonna drive a wedge in the top, get it seated, clean it up, and then all we gotta do is put some oil on this handle to seal the wood. I think I'm gonna use some walnut for the wedge. There we go. We got a wedge. I actually said I was done for the night, and then I came back out here to keep working on it. So, let me see, I don't need it this wide, so I'll, trim it up here. Okay. Put a little generous amount of glue on here. If it'll come out. Use a wood shaving to we'll slather it around. Give it a couple knocks to get in there. Then gonna put it on the whacker. Well, all right, guys. We pretty much effectively have an axe. We got a wedge in here, nice and tight, and especially once that wood glue settles, dries up, be nice and firm. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. So, once this is done, we can oil it up. Then we'll be done. Maybe I'll think of a name for it. We'll see, that'll be fun. I said I wasn't gonna work on it anymore tonight, but I'm just so excited. So, I'm gonna work on it. Let's trim this up. I put the sander on it and cleaned it up a little bit more. So, looks a little bit better. So, for the handle with this hole here, my solution is to just put some epoxy in here. Fill that void. It might help, it might not. There's probably some hardcore axe guys that are banging their head against the wall. But yeah, I'm sure it'll help. Better than a big empty void. Well, all right. There we have it. Pretty gorgeous axe handle, all finished up. Yeah, put that epoxy in there, and I'm gonna use it till it breaks. Don't care. There we go. See, you get a bit of meat.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
So now,
sorry if it's a little bit long.
To finish it up,
cut about 6
we're gonna do is take boiled linseed oil and coat that on the handle. I keep mine in a jar here. Ooh. Ooh, it's tight. The rule of thumb that you'll hear everywhere is you oil it, the handle. It's once a day for a week, once a week for a month, and then once a month for a year, and once a year for the rest of his life. I'm gonna make a quick, let's make a quick rag here. Here, I'll come closer so you guys can watch the magic happen here. Yeah, really soak it in there. The boiled linseed oil polymerizes and hardens. It really provides some strength and protection for the wood. The worst thing you can do is leave a handle unfinished completely with no protection at all. Oil her up there. Now, safety PSA. When you do this, never leave your oiled rags sitting like in a pile, okay? Because as it polymerizes, it can heat up and then it can spontaneously combust. This is the cause of a lot of fires at homes every year. So let them air out. Look up the recommended way to do it. I hang them individually away from each other until the rag has polymerized really well. I think some people like soak them in water. I don't know. Look up, research. Don't just take my word for it. But know that it is dangerous. There you go. First coat, all done. And I'm gonna go take some swings with it here shortly. See that walnut handle or that walnut wedge really pops when you get it in there. There we go. All right, there's actually one more thing I wanted to show you guys that I think is really cool. As I was doing this project, I just kept scraping all the shavings into a pile, and I think it's really cool. Look at this, look at that. That's how much carving I had to do. Oh, that'd be cool to burn. And it's untreated. Never burn treated wood. It's bad. But you could burn this. Anyway, I just thought it was cool. All right, guys. I'm not dressed like a lumberjack. This is what I like to wear. This isn't a trophy axe. It's not going to be hanging on the wall. So you can't make an axe video without showing some swings.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Sorry if it's a little bit long.
Okay.
I had to cut about 6 or 7 hours of footage. That's how long it took me to make this axe handle. It was about 6 or 7 hours. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Like and subscribe. Never know what I'll be making. I never know. I don't make plans. But it'll probably be cool. Stay tuned.